Look at the white willow tree swaying in the wind. To most people, it's just shade, but hidden inside its bark is the ancient chemical blueprint for aspirin. Look at the bright red chili pepper growing in the sun. It doesn't just burn your tongue. It contains a potent oil that literally shuts down the chemical messengers of pain in your nerves. We often look at our gardens and see fragile decorations, but the truth is, the plant kingdom is a chemical factory. For millions of years, these roots, leaves, and resins have developed complex compounds to survive in a harsh world. And incredibly, those same compounds are the key to unlocking your stiff joints, soothing your inflamed muscles, and restoring your mobility. Forget the pill bottle for a moment. Today, we are walking through the green pharmacy. I'm going to show you 15 powerful plants that don't just mask symptoms, they target inflammation at its source. We are talking about a desert root that fights arthritis better than some prescriptions, and a common weed that knits broken tissues back together. Nature has already solved the problem of pain. You just need to know which leaf to pick. Let's get into it. Let's start with the gold standard, turmeric. You've seen this bright orange root in the grocery store. But do you know what it's actually doing inside your body? The active compound, curcumin, is one of the most potent anti-inflammatories on Earth. It works by blocking a molecule called NF-κB, which travels into the nuclei of your cells and turns on the inflammation switch. Turmeric literally turns that switch off at a genetic level. But here's the secret. Eating plain turmeric powder isn't enough. You must combine it with black pepper and a healthy fat, like coconut oil, to activate it. A teaspoon of this golden paste daily can rival prescription anti-inflammatories for knee osteoarthritis over time. Number 2 is turmeric's spicy cousin, ginger. While turmeric works on long-term inflammation, ginger is a master of circulation. It contains compounds called gingerols that prevent the production of inflammatory cytokines. But its real power for muscle pain is heat. When you apply a warm ginger compress made by boiling grated ginger and soaking a cloth in the water to a stiff lower back, it forces blood flow into the area. It flushes out the stagnant toxins, causing stiffness, and warms the joint from the inside out. Number 3 is the grandfather of pain relief, white willow bark. Long before modern pharmacies, people chewed on this bark to reduce fever and aches. Why? Because it contains salicin. When you ingest it, your body converts it to salicylic acid. It is effectively nature's aspirin, but it comes wrapped in buffering flavonoids that protect your stomach lining. Unlike the synthetic version, it is excellent for acute flare-ups, headaches, and that lower back pain that just won't quit. Number 4 is a strange-looking plant from the Kalahari Desert called devil's claw. Don't let the scary name fool you. This root is a savior for hip and knee arthritis. The active ingredient, harpagoside, has been proven in studies to improve physical functioning in people with osteoarthritis. It works specifically on wear and tear pain. Because the root is extremely bitter, this is one plant you don't want to drink as tea. It works best as a standardized capsule to get your mobility back. Number 5 is boswellia, also known as Indian frankincense. You might know frankincense as a scent, but the resin tears from this tree are powerful medicine. They contain boswellic acids, which prevent the formation of leukotrienes molecules that cause inflammation in the joints. Unlike standard painkillers that can tear up your stomach, boswellia is gentle. It is fantastic for rheumatoid arthritis, helping to reduce swelling so you can wake up in the morning without that creaky, rusted hinge feeling. Now, let's look at the plants you apply directly to your skin. Number 6 is arnica. If you have a fresh injury, a sprain, or a bad bruise, this yellow alpine flower is your best friend. Arnica stimulates your white blood cells to disperse trapped fluid from injured muscles. It creates a flush effect that speeds up healing time significantly. However, you must remember this rule. Never eat arnica. It is strictly for topical use. Keep a gel or oil in your medicine cabinet and rub it on sore muscles immediately after a workout to prevent stiffness the next day. Number 7 has a Latin name that means to grow together. We call it comfrey, or knitbone. This plant contains allantoin, a substance that actually stimulates cell proliferation. It helps cells regenerate faster. If you have an old injury that aches when it rains, or chronic tendinitis, comfrey is the answer. You can infuse the large, dried leaves in olive oil for a few weeks to make a deep green salve. Massage it into the tissue, and let the plant repair the damage from the outside in. Number 8 is where things get hot. Cayenne pepper. We know it adds spice to food, but the chemical that causes that heat, capsaicin, is a medical marvel. When you apply a cream containing capsaicin to your skin, it causes a temporary burning sensation. This depletes substance P, a neurotransmitter that sends pain signals to your brain. Essentially, the pepper distracts your nerves and then shuts down their ability to scream pain. It is incredible for nerve pain, shingles, or deep joint aches where you need heat to penetrate deep. Number 9 is Street John's wort. Most people think of this yellow flower for depression, but topically, it is the specific remedy for nerve damage. If you have shooting pain, sciatica, or carpal tunnel, this is your plant. When you infuse the flowers in oil, the sun turns the oil a brilliant blood-red color. Massaging this red oil directly onto the spine, or the path of the sciatic nerve, soothes inflamed nerve endings and helps restore damaged tissue. Number 10 is wintergreen. Smell this plant, and you'll instantly think of muscle rub. That's because synthetic muscle rubs were modeled after this low-growing berry. The essential oil of wintergreen is 98% methyl salicylate. It is liquid aspirin. It is incredibly potent. You must dilute it in a carrier oil, but once you do, it provides that cooling, then warming sensation that relaxes tight, spasming muscles almost instantly. Now, let's talk about plants that flush out the toxins causing your pain. Number 11 is the plant that bites back. Stinging nettle. It sounds counterintuitive, but the sting of the nettle has been used for centuries to treat arthritis. The sting brings a massive rush of blood to the joint, reducing pain for days. But if you don't want to sting yourself, drinking strong nettle tea is a nutritive powerhouse. It helps flush uric acid from the body, making it excellent for gout and general joint stiffness. Number 12 is celery seed. Speaking of gout, if your joint pain feels like shards of glass, that is likely uric acid crystals. Celery seed acts as a diuretic and a urinary antiseptic. It helps your kidneys filter out those acids and wash them away. You can make a tea from the crushed seeds to stop a gout flare-up in its tracks. Number 13 is peppermint. Sometimes, pain comes from tension and tightness. Peppermint contains menthol, which is a natural muscle relaxant. It has a cooling effect that calms hot, inflamed joints. Rubbing peppermint oil on your temples can cure a tension headache, and rubbing it on sore calves stops muscle spasms and cramps. Number 14 is burdock root. In traditional medicine, arthritis was often seen as bad blood or metabolic waste getting stuck in the joints. Burdock is what we call an alterative, a blood purifier. By drinking a decoction of this deep, earthy root, you support your liver and kidneys in clearing out the systemic toxicity that contributes to chronic inflammation. It's a slow medicine, but it builds a foundation for a pain-free body. And finally, number 15. We cannot talk about modern natural pain relief without mentioning hemp. The non-psychoactive compound CBD interacts with your body's endocannabinoid system. This system is like the master control tower for pain and inflammation. Using hemp oil doesn't get you high, but it lowers the volume on the pain signals your body is screaming. It works systemically for whole body aches and autoimmune issues like rheumatoid arthritis. But wait. I promised you relief, and I want to over-deliver, because sometimes the best remedies are hiding in plain sight in your kitchen cabinet or even your fruit bowl. Here are 2 bonus plants that are absolute game changers for pain. Bonus number 1 is rosemary. You probably use this to season your potatoes, but in ancient Greece, it was revered as a powerful medicine. Rosemary contains two potent anti-inflammatories, carnosic acid and ursolic acid, but its superpower is circulation. If you suffer from cold hands, cold feet, or Raynaud's phenomenon where your circulation cuts off, rosemary is the key. When applied topically as an oil, it dilates the blood vessels and warms the area instantly. It is fantastic for that deep, cold ache that settles into your bones during the winter months. Don't just eat it, mash the fresh needles into oil and rub it into your stiffest joints to wake them up. Bonus number 2 is pineapple. Specifically, the tough inner core that most people throw in the trash. The stem and core of the pineapple are loaded with an enzyme called bromelain. Bromelain is a proteolytic enzyme, which means it digests protein. When you ingest it on an empty stomach, it moves into your blood and literally eats the inflammatory byproducts and scar tissue causing you pain. It is incredibly effective for soft tissue injuries, tendinitis, and post-surgery swelling. It doesn't just block pain, it cleans up the mess that is causing the pain. So next time you buy a pineapple, don't throw away the core. Blend it into a smoothie and drink your medicine. We have covered a lot of ground today, from the ancient deserts where devil's claw grows, to the damp forests home to the white willow, all the way to the spice jar in your own kitchen. But before you go, I want to leave you with one final thought. In our modern world, we have been conditioned to treat pain like an enemy that needs to be silenced immediately. We want the quick fix. We want the pill that works in 20 minutes so we can go back to ignoring our bodies. But masking the pain doesn't fix the problem. It just cuts the wire to the warning light. The plants we discussed today offers a different path. They don't just silence the symptom. They invite you to heal the system. When you drink nettle tea, you aren't just stopping a throb. You are cleaning your blood. When you eat turmeric, you aren't just numbing a knee. You are rewriting the genetic expression of inflammation in your cells. This path requires something that modern medicine rarely asks for: patience. Nature does not rush. A tree does not grow in a day, and deep, systemic healing doesn't happen overnight. If you start using boswellia or drinking ginger tea, give it time. Give it 3 weeks. Give it a month. You are rebuilding your foundation, brick by brick. You might not feel the instant shut off that you get from a synthetic drug, but you also won't get the side effects. What you will get is a body that slowly, steadily remembers how to regulate itself. You are taking the power back. You are no longer just a patient waiting for a prescription. You are a healer in your own home. Whether you are planting comfrey in your backyard or just making a conscious choice to add rosemary oil to your daily routine, you are making a declaration that you want to be active, mobile, and vibrant for years to come. I want to hear from you. We are building a community here, and your experience is valuable. Have you used any of these plants? Do you have a family remedy passed down from a grandmother that we missed? Please, leave a comment below. Your story might be the exact encouragement someone else needs to start their journey today. If you found value in this deep dive, please hit that like button. It helps us get this information to the people who need it most. And make sure you are subscribed and have that notification bell turned on, because in our next video, we are going to the other side of the spectrum: plants that improve your sleep and calm your mind. Thank you for watching. Thank you for trusting nature. Here's to a life with less pain, more movement, and true freedom. I'll see you in the next one.